Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Rise with Sarah Sincotta. I am your host, Sarah, and today I have the beautiful, amazing, wonderful human with me, Dana Walton from REI Super. Thank you so much, Dana, for joining me today.
Oh my God, Sarah, I am so excited. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Dana, from the first minute that I met you at a networking event for property managers, and had the honor of sitting at the same table as you, your energy and your aura is just absolutely beautiful and phenomenal. And I am blessed to know you. But for those that might not know you, Dana, who is Dana?
Oh, Sarah, what a beautiful intro. Thank you very, very much. Who is Dana? My goodness. Um, Dana is a person who absolutely loves people. I'm a person who has a really, I guess, entrenched purpose, and I've had that purpose all my life. From a very young age. And oftentimes when we sort of try and sit down and think about what our purpose is, it's quite difficult. Like, what are we here for? What makes us get out of bed? And my purpose is actually to be a beacon of positivity, a beacon of support, love, kindness, and hope to the people who are actually in my circle and those who are coming into my circle. So I like to think of myself as a human being, a good human, a kind human who gives back to others. So that's really who Dana is.
And Dana, because I know you definitely embody all of those things that you have just said. And for those that are even connected with you in the digital world and haven't met you in person, it is definitely the same Dana, whether it's online or in person. And you are constantly giving back to people, especially in the real estate industry. So Dana, tell us about your journey that led you to work with REI Super and working with people in the real estate industry.
Wow. Well, clearly, Sarah, I've been working for a lot of years. So my journey is long. My journey is long, but is absolutely fantastic. And I guess it's been an incredible one. So for me, at a young age, I decided that I wanted to get as much out of life as I possibly could. So I've always been a people person, as I just said previously. And I guess one of the things that was brought to my attention at a very young age that I was able to probably influence and I guess help those people around me in a positive way, so that they can also strive and achieve what they wanted to in their roles. So for me, it's been a general professional life. So I'm not a specialist. I always decided that I wanted to learn as much as I could, gain as much as I could from my working career, those people around me, all of the wonderful mentors and wonderful people that were willing to help me along the journey. So look, I guess my formative years was I owned my own chain of gymnasiums, and I had those for 8 years actually, which was insane. I was 20 when I started those. So that's really young to start your own business. And it was way back in the day when the gyms all started. I came from a very sporting background. I'm a swimmer by profession, if you like, or love. So I spent a lot of years in the pool, had some great coaches, and I always thought to myself I wanted to get into something where it was in embodied fitness and health and well-being and all those sorts of things. So I ended up opening a chain of gyms, and from there I learned how to embody the skill of being able to deal with people and learn about people from different cultures, different age groups, different life structures, because health and fitness is such a personal thing. So that was absolutely amazing. I learned how to build my own business. I learned how to do marketing. I learned how to work with media outlets. I did television. I wrote for papers. I did all those sorts of things. So that was the start. But what I decided was not that I didn't want to, but I couldn't imagine jumping around in a leotard till I was 60. So I thought, what am I going to do after this? So then I moved into more a corporate sort of mindset. And look, I worked in IT education. I worked in consumables, luxury goods, finance, fashion, homewares, everything, retail, you name it, I did it. So as I said, what you can see is I'm more a generalist, and I really wanted to diversify and work for companies that could really teach me stuff, but that I could also teach them from all of my experiences. So, you know, some of those companies were national or state-based, national, global, and they gave me amazing opportunities to travel the world, you know, meet amazing mentors, do all sorts of things. So for me, I guess what I learned out of all of that, and why and how I've come to where I am now, is that I was encouraged to be my authentic self. So I am quite extrovert. I am someone who definitely wears my heart on my sleeve and my emotions on my sleeve. And the really key people that were amazing influences in my life encouraged me to be authentic, stick to who I am, do what I want, and use my personal and professional experiences to be able to educate others and make good decisions in their professional life. And you know what? I'm still doing it. That's how I ended up with REI Super. Never in a million years did I think I'd be promoting a superannuation company, only because I never had a really good background in super. I really didn't understand it, but here I am. I love it, and I've met some insane people in the real estate industry. So good.
What a phenomenal journey, Dana, and what a wisdom of light you are. And definitely the diversity that you have throughout your journey is so exceptional. And I think especially working in real estate is we love working with people and other human beings. And that's the most rewarding part, I think, is working within this industry. And some of those things, Dana, I didn't even know about you, in terms of owning your business at 20 years old, and you having your gymnasium and being swimming. Like, that's phenomenal. And you would still look great in a leotard, by the way.
well, that's debatable, Sarah.
I just think you're just phenomenal, and you always just dress so lovely. And definitely, I love that you are extroverted and you're not afraid to show who you are. And that's definitely something that we want to encourage more within the real estate industry. So well done, Dana, for being a leader in this industry too. I think it's exceptional. So Dana, what are some misconceptions when it comes to super from people in general?
Wow, misconceptions. I think what happens, especially with our younger people, and look, it can be across the board. In fact, whenever I present to groups, it's amazing. It's always a cross section of older and, you know, middle age and younger. It doesn't matter. But superannuation has always been set and forget. So people really just leave it go. And I think what people forget, or a misconception, is that superannuation is actually going to be one of their two biggest assets when they retire. A misconception, and one of the things that I really try to talk to people about, is that, you know, super is actually within our control. And it's not, you know, when we're talking about superannuation, we're talking about, you know, making sure that we look after our financial well-being and health for when we retire. But you know what? People think retirement is so far away. And I always say, I went to bed last night with no wrinkles, and I wake up this morning with wrinkles. That's how quickly it happens. So back in the day, back when I started work, there was no education. So, you know, there's a cohort of people who are really going to have to work hard to be able to retire with the amount of money that they need. These days, you know, people like me get out into the field, and we educate people to say, you know what, you can change that so that you don't have that financial stress when you get closer to retirement, which is only tomorrow. It's not a long time away, right? Where you can retire with dignity and enjoy the best years of your life. You should be enjoying your retirement. So the misconception for me is that retirement is a long way away. We don't need to worry about it. Well, guess what? Yes, we do. Because the sooner you worry about it and the sooner you get things in order and the simple things that you can do to make a difference, you will retire a very happy person. You'll be very surprised. So yeah, that's the misconception.
Yeah, great points, Dana. And to be honest, I was never educated when it came to super. And I was definitely one of those people who set and forget about my super. And my super looks very healthy, and because I made some great decisions along the way. And luckily I did review probably maybe about 8 years ago. However, I didn't have someone like you in my corner, or REI Super, saying and educating around the benefits. And there are so many different things that we can do with our superannuation as well. And I think this topic is so important, and why I wanted you to join me on this is because in real estate, whether it's a business owner or a business development manager or a property manager, we are educating our clients every single day when it comes to their biggest assets. And many of our investors that we're talking to are looking ahead, and they're planning ahead when it comes to, yes, when they retire. And many of my clients that I worked with, when I asked them, okay, why are you investing in property? A common response was when it comes to retirement. And I think if you sat down and spoke to perhaps your grandparents or your parents, if they're retired as well, and say, well, what did you do? And what are the strategies that you had? They would typically be able to tell you what their strategies are. Or my mum even gave me advice. She's like, put more money away in your super, because you learn from people who have been where you are now and don't want you to make the same mistakes. So what do you think are some strategies that we can be educating more our property managers, BDMs, and business owners when it comes to reviewing their superannuation right now?
Right. Look, for me, I'm a general advisor, so I can't give personal advice, right? I think it's really important to note that, because everyone has different financial circumstances. But if I was to give people general advice, it would be to really have a plan about what your future looks like, because we know when we're young, we go out, we have about 10 bourbons and cokes on a Saturday night. We go out, we have a fantastic time. We look forward to being with our friends. We do all those sorts of things. We don't think about what the future looks like. So for me, it's very important that you do look ahead and you think, right, especially now, we know what the economy's like. We know what's going on. It's not going to get any easier. Let's be really honest, right? So it's about thinking about what a plan is and how that plan looks for you. You need to, like when we go out, like my colleagues and I go out and we speak to groups about superannuation, we talk about things like salary sacrifice, how you can inject some money into your super. It might be a few dollars a week, depends on what you can afford and what your personal circumstances are. But there are there's a certain amount of money you can put in. Fantastic, do that. There's, your superannuation attracts 15% tax, whereas, if you're putting it into the bank, it's the marginal tax rate, which means that you're saving half at minimum or more. So you look at it and you go, right, I need to be disciplined. Let's do that, right? How it's invested, what sort of investments it's in. This is where all of the people at REI Super can come in and help you and just, give you the education about what that looks like, what your insurances look like, So do you need insurance? Have you got properties? Have you thought about that? Do you have children? Are they covered? All this sort of stuff that we really don't think about. We really don't. And superannuation is a journey, and life is a journey. So what super does is it steps through the journey with you. So at different stages, we can help with different things. And I think super is about discipline. And it's I've been there. I am the epitome of what not to do with super. That's why I love going out and talking to people, because I'm exactly what not to do. So I can talk from absolute passion and experience. I feel like an evangelist, Sarah, because I love to go out and preach and say, right, if you want to end up like this is what will happen, right? If you don't do this, this is what will happen. So these are the easy things for you. Again, your super is in the palm of your hands. You can control it. No one else does. So you control it, and it will make for such a good experience, as you're moving through your life journey. Super can be quite complex, but what we try to do is absolutely make it simple. And we talk about the overarching framework and the things that we can do here and now, right here and now, to make a really big difference in the way that your financial health looks. Sarah, if we talk about, you've got me on a roll now.
I love it.
If we talk about financial stress, and we all know one of the biggest causes of stress in our lives is finance. And a lot of people are worried about finance. Our employers need to know that a lot of our people spend a lot of time in work hours worrying about finance. So if we can help to educate and to guide and to nurture our people to understand what this asset, because it is an asset, right? You might have property and stuff, but this is another asset. This is your asset, nobody else's. So if we can guide and nurture people to understand what we can do to make sure that we maximize that asset, that feeling of contentment and less stress, and I'm actually going to need what I need when I retire, or I'm on the right track, or whatever, will make such a difference.
Yeah. And really, Dana, when you're talking about this, for me, it goes, well, you're helping with risk management with their superannuation planning. And I know that although we can't talk about, advice and giving financial advice, there are benefits in place when it comes to superannuation, and just also bringing that awareness into our mindset when it comes to money and finances in general. And how do we view money? What's our behavior towards money? What's our behavior towards investing? And I think there's a great synergy and correlation here. I don't think I said that word right, but anyway, synergy between how we view money and superannuation, and also when it comes to understanding these fundamentals that the people that they're speaking to every day, clients, landlords, renters, they're going to be either speaking about or thinking the same things when it comes to, peace of mind and security, what's happening in the economy, future planning. And this is a conversation that I feel as agents we can be having with our clients as well. There's, what's your superannuation plan? And even tying into then financial advisors and financial planners here, and really giving that extra educational pieces. Do you think that there's an opportunity here for these conversations to happen with clients?
Oh my God, absolutely, Sarah. And we're not just, we are an industry fund, so we love working with our agents, absolutely. And my background, my previous job to here was Domain. So when I left Domain, but I didn't want to leave agents, because I just love the energy. I love the call to action, I love all of that sort of stuff. And I love what they do. Like, I've got a great admiration for our, property managers, our BDMs, our sales agents. What they do is not easy. Absolutely not easy. So for us, we love doing that, but we're also a public fund. We're a public offer fund, so anyone can join us. And I think there is a real synergy there. And I think if we can get all of our real estate professionals to embody what it is we do and what it is they do, and start asking those really great questions, because what a great point of difference. And it doesn't matter how old or young you are. Like, the people that our agents deal with, that our property managers deal with, absolutely, they're going to have this greatest admiration for somebody who's sitting in front of them, who actually asks those really, poignant questions about what's going on in the market, or what's going on in general. So I think there is a really great synergy there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dana, you mentioned before in a case study, and that you're a perfect example around how you used to view superannuation. So with your experience, how are you finding people's general mindset is towards superannuation? How are they
Oh,
feeling and thinking about it?
wow. That's a really insane question, Sarah. um, Superannuation, as I said, superannuation has always been set and forget. So for us, or for me, it's not the sexiest topic.
No, definitely.
And so oftentimes when I try and talk to people, I try and get appointments with our directors or what have you. Um, they probably envisage that I'm going to walk in there and talk about this highly technical, really boring, superannuation information, right? So I guess the mindset is that it's still very stuffy and boring. Um, Once I get out there and my colleagues get out there, we show that it's actually not. It's actually really exciting because it is people's money. It's their money that we're talking about. So I am finding a shift since I've been in the job for 12 months. And when I first started, even though I knew a few people in the real estate industry, not a hell of a lot, but a few, it's been really hard to try and get through those doors to say, look, superannuation is so important, but I am now seeing a shift, which is really fantastic. And we see that on television with all the ads that are coming through. And there, once upon a time, we didn't see any TVCs at all. But now we're seeing all the companies coming through, and the ads are really cool. Some of them are really good. Some of the catch cries are really good. We, as a smaller fund, as an industry fund, we tend not to do TBCs and things because we are industry and we're sort of members first, right? So, but when I get into presentations, and I'm so happy about this. I'm so proud of this. And I wrote about it on LinkedIn the other day where I did a session, and just to watch everybody taking notes and to come up to me afterwards and to say, oh my God, I didn't know anything about that. Thank you so much. How do I do that? Like, can you help me with this or what have you? There is a shift, and it's not just from the 40 to 55-year-olds, it's now from the 25s up. And for me, that is key because that is where you start to build your wealth. You're starting to really create that wealth and starting to think about how do I need to build. And so I'm seeing that real shift in that positive shift in, you know what, I really do need to start thinking about this, which is, it's a long way to go, but I can only speak for me, but I am seeing a real shift in that.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted you to come on, Dana, because I'm all about bringing the awareness to the industry. And it's interesting you said about that age. And I feel like that's going to get younger now, though, because,
Yes.
not just in talking about the property management industry now, but you've got teenagers or even kids making huge amount of wealth and money creation now. So I think we need to take our wealth of our finances really seriously and adapt that proactive and forward thinking mindset when it comes to managing our finances and planning our retirement through superannuation. Because as much as perhaps we don't want to face it, but we're all going to get older at some stage and we all want to retire. And perhaps you even want to make that retirement age a bit less, So if we're going to retire a bit younger, which, I'm assuming the younger generations are thinking about that, like, how can I retire early? They're quite intelligent when it comes to that. They want to be able to be smart with their money. Like, how can we have that forward thinking approach? So I'm saying, Dana, let's start this movement of superannuation is sexy. Let's make superannuation sexy and start really thinking about ourselves and investing in ourselves for our future selves, because our future selves are going to thank us for what we're doing today.
Beautifully, beautifully put, Sarah. And you're right. Like, we invest in all sorts of other things, but we're not really investing in, like, we invest in materialistic things. We want to look nice. We want to go on great holidays. We want to have great nights out and go to the best restaurants. Beautiful. We can all do that, but there's a balance. So let's start thinking about that and, and just invest in our future, because like I'll say it again, it's going to come sooner than later. And, young people as young, and I was, obviously I was the same. I didn't think about that. And now I'm really thinking about it, and I'm really sorry. If I can give a message to all of your listeners, all of your viewers, right, all of your audience, I am really sorry that I did not do what I'm preaching to everybody else. So I'm just pleading with people to think about what the future is going to look like, because it is just so important.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dana, what would be another advice, whether it's personally or professionally, that you could give to the agents either now or our future agents coming into the industry around their mindset towards money and finances?
Wow. Lean in, understand it. Don't be scared of it. Get to really think, like really make yourself think logically, and think about how you want to live when you get older. Because especially in real estate, people are building beautiful lifestyles for themselves, right? They understand what they need to do. They've got they've got the leg up to be able to have the best advice about what great investments look like and all that sort of stuff, right? So you want to still enjoy that when you're older. And if you don't take the right steps now to make sure that that journey is consistent throughout your life journey and your superannuation journey, you'll get to the end. And when I say the end, retirement age, you'll get to retirement age, and all of that beautiful lifestyle that you have built and you've come to enjoy when you were younger, you won't have the same lifestyle when it really counts. When you retire, that's when you want to enjoy. That's when you want no fiscal, hassles. You want to be financially secure. You want to be able to do what you want to do, depending on, and it's all different, depends on what's important to you. But you want to be able to do that because you've got no money worries. So I think what you need to do is lean into your finances. However, it might be scary at the beginning. You might not have saved anything, but it's never too late. It's really easy. And that's what superannuation is, the long game. So the sooner you lean in, the better off you're going to be when you get to that end of your work journey.
Great advice, Dana. Thank you. And what do you do? I am eager to know before we wrap up today. What do you do to stay so grounded? What is it that you do? Tell us your secrets.
Oh, do you think I'm grounded, Sarah?
You're grounded. I just think because you are such a positive person, Dana, and I know that you've had some challenges and some things happen in your life, and you're so vulnerable and open about sharing those things, which is why I think you're a great leader, just in general as a person. But that positivity that you have and instill towards others, there's got to be some form of secret, Dana, to how you can show up like that every day and really be your authentic self.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Sarah. That is so beautiful of you to say. Yes, I have had some challenges and lost a couple of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful partners to cancer. So I think everything comes into perspective. And for me, it's about loving people, being kind. Kindness is such an underrated thing. People see it as a weakness. It's not. To me, it's an absolute strength. I wake up and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people who are around me, you included, Sarah. I'm very grateful to be working for a company who over 60 gave me the opportunity to work with them and share my story with people to try and improve the perception of superannuation. So I'm very grateful to them. I'm grateful to people who just love me. So, for me, I wake up, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's really hard to wake up and to I guess have a smile on your face, but I always look up in the sky and I just know that the people who love me are looking down.
Oh, that's beautiful. But just such great advice for anyone listening, Dana. So many takeaways today, both professionally and personally, which is what I love about this YouTube channel series is, you know, it's just life. Our professional and personal is just all intertwined, and you do such a great job of that. So I'm so glad that REI Super have you. So pleased for the message that you're putting out there. And I'm going to be spreading that superannuation is sexy everywhere once our episode goes live. So Dana, I am going to pop your details for anyone within the real estate industry to get in touch. It's such an important message. You know, superannuation money mindset team, it's so important. Take control, invest in yourself, invest in your future. Dana, thank you again so much for joining me today. It's just been phenomenal to have you on.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. And as always, everyone who's watching, keep rising.
Keep rising, everyone. Bye.
Bye.